Good evening. It's John Stark, Centaurus Financial. It is Thursday, November the 19th, and this has been a day where the market was off early in the morning, came back, and we're up almost 44 points, almost 45 points for the day. Was down early in the morning, so the market came back on that. We had some bad news this morning. We had a largest jump in unemployment claims in 5 weeks. We had over 700,000 new first-time unemployment claims for first-time unemployment this morning. That was a little negative. And be interested to see how the market reacts tomorrow. There have been a number of announcements from various municipalities, various governors, and city mayors throughout the United States about shutdowns, reflecting the surge in the coronavirus situation. That could affect the market tomorrow. Pay attention to. In fact, what I'll do myself is check to see how the futures are looking tomorrow morning. And we may be in a Friday and possibly a weekend. Traders may not want to hold equities over the weekend, so you could possibly sell off tomorrow. But we don't know. Again, it's impossible to predict the stock market from a day-to-day situation. So we'll see how some of the news that will come out today and this evening will affect the market tomorrow. Related to daily market activities, I had a call from a client, and he said, and it was actually a very young client who just started investing. I just noticed that today my stock said it went up, but the price is less than what it was yesterday, and it said X by it. They said, John, what does that mean? And basically, that means if you have a stock and it's listed on the stock listings in the newspaper or the Wall Street Journal or Barron's or whatever, and it has X by it, it means to trade X dividend. That means without the dividend. So that means every stock that pays a dividend in the common stock situation, but through the listings, if it pays a dividend, it'll have a certain dividend date. That is the last day you can own the stock, so you can get the dividend. And if you bought the stock after that point, you don't get the dividend. And that's why it's called X-dividend. It means you did not get the dividend. There are some people who use a strategy where they actually try to buy stocks before they pay the dividend, and they've actually held them for a short time afterwards. But they like to buy stocks to gather the dividend, because sometimes stocks trade up at a period of time when dividend announcements are coming out and all that. So that's a strategy some people have done over the years too. But the bottom line is, if you see an X, buy your stock, and the price went up, but the price is actually lower than what it was yesterday, but it says it was up a point or half a point or whatever. It's because it traded X dividend, and what the X, the amount of money that shows on the difference between the actual price and what it said it went up or down, or rather what it up on, is the fact was basically the amount of the dividend. And again, every stock that does pay a dividend, they can pay them monthly, quarterly, even semi-annually. And some companies even pay stocks once a year, but pay dividends once a year. So it depends on your individual company that you own. But most of them, many of them do pay quarterly. But you can check on it. But they do publicize the dividend date every time. So if you want to buy the stock and grab the dividend, you pay attention to the dividend date. Dividend date of record is posted for it, and that's when you know that you pay. When you buy the stock, you get the dividend. So that is a strategy to remember. If you like to buy a stock with paying dividends, check and see when it does trade, and what is the dividend or record date. Okay, it's John Stark, Centaurus Financial. Any other questions about your investment, anything like, please contact us direct. Again, it's jstark, STARKE, at cfiemail.com. And you can email direct Andrew, my office manager, A Golder, GOALDER, at cfiemail.com. And feel free to look me up on my website, or my webpage is johnstark.com. And go ahead and look at that. There's a lot of information on that. There's a lot of different investment links for various uh, pictures there about different funds and different investments and different calculators for your investments to look at. So anyway, please feel free to look at that anytime you want, and also call me directly anytime, 804-306-5620. Again, John Stark, Starks Financial. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Friday, which will be the 20th.